Okay, I wanted to show you some function buttons I have set on the Fujifilm X100F. Obviously, you can place these wherever you want. Up front, we actually have this function button. I think the default on this one, I can't actually remember what the default on this one is, but I've actually changed to the built-in 3-stop ND filter. The second one is the play button. The most important thing I found using Nikon, also my X-T2, is the fact that my hand is already up here to do a review. I know there's a play button on the back of this camera, but my finger's already here as I've actually assigned this button on the viewfinder lever. There's a button now in the center in addition to a front command dial on the Fuji X-T2. I've actually assigned this to playback review. Function button number 3 is for autofocus. Okay. So now I can hit that button and I can choose between single point, zone, and wide tracking. And choose wide tracking. Actually, I'm going to choose single point. And on the right function button, I've actually chosen area where I can actually set my size on my area. And on my bottom function button, I've actually changed that to my sync terminal. Since this is a very specific camera with a parameter of use, especially for high-speed sync flash photography, actually changing this back and forth as far as a flash output, whether I'm using the built-in flash or a radio trigger in the hot shoe. I wanted to actually change this setting. I hold down my display back button for 2 seconds. I wanted to change that to flash function setting. Lastly, I actually don't need AE AFL. You might want to keep it, but I've actually changed that to photometry. That's correct. Yeah, this button by default is photometry. What do I mean by photometry? What we mean is spot metering, matrix metering, and center weighted metering, or what they call average. Matrix, spot, center weight, and average. Is the last button. Oh yeah, rear command dial. You can actually change the function on pressing in the rear command dial. By pressing it in, I could actually zoom in to 100% and do manual focus override on the Fuji X100F, and that is incredibly handy. With the addition on the X100F, we have a front command dial. We have a viewfinder button. Let me turn the camera off here. We also have a change in our ISO. One thing they also did change, so I just clipped my fingernails, there we go, is they've actually reduced the on-off switch on this so you don't accidentally hit it anymore, which was a significant issue on the Fuji X100T and X100S and X100. Thank God they listened on that one. What I don't like is actually the raise up subcommand dial on the shutter speed dial for changing your ISO. However, you can change that to auto ISO settings in your camera on the X100F and actually change your ISO via your front command dial. We now have plus or minus 5 stops on our command wheel button. We take it to C, and we're able to use our front command dial to actually change it to plus 5 stops, minus 5 stops. I've actually been quite impressed. This is a significant upgrade from Fujifilm. Recommending buying one of these lens hoods, the off-brand lens hoods. This one is freaking 80 bucks. Not just the lens hood, it's also the adapter. You cannot just slap a lens hood on the X100F. You actually have to buy an adapter, which the hood goes onto. So it's a two-piece thing. You just can't slap a lens hood on this camera. Here's a metal ring that's already on there out of the factory on the X100F. You unscrew that. It's about 5 millimeters wide. You unscrew it, and you screw on the adapter, which is right here. And it's about 13 millimeters thick with the filter. You obviously don't have to put a filter on it. It does not come with a filter, but I happen to have a B&W AR-coated filter on there. So I don't have to clean it that often. Since this camera has what we call a non-removable lens, a significant priority, at least in my logic, that you protect that particular lens. The view you get through the viewfinder is certainly no different than it is on the X100T. You do have a hybrid viewfinder, so you have not only optical viewfinder, electronic viewfinder, but you also have an optical rangefinder, which is a sub window that pops up in the viewfinder. But the X100F is a brilliant camera. I've been going over and over my notes, make sure everything I said was accurate, empirically valid, and wasn't spitting out like a fanboy fluff from Fuji. One thing I did say that they made a mistake on was sticking the Q menu button right over here, right where the hell it's in the way. They should have put it right up here. Move the AEAFL button over about 5 millimeters and stuck the Q button or quick menu button up here as it is right now. You can't place your thumb like this, you have to place it like this, because you place it like this, you're going to roll over and you're going to hit the quick menu button. And its placement right here by Fuji was a screw up. Okay? Just so I didn't sound like a fanboy, I wanted to make sure that one of the last things I said in this video is Fuji, by placing this button here, it was a screw up. But I can adapt, because that's what human beings do. We adapt. Either we adapt or we perish. Isn't that what the saying goes? Thank you for watching the video. I hope it was helpful and giving you information. Let me know if you got any questions on the Fuji X100F. I have been beating my brain and pounding this camera like a redheaded stepchild, and dead serious when it comes to camera reviews, because I do not want anybody to spend money unnecessarily on something based upon an illogical, unintelligent review. So I'll make sure this is methodical, and any information that you want to have asked, I can answer for you. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.